Hello everyone and welcome to Comment Below, a podcast where we talk about the news and topics of the week, but more importantly, what has been commented below. We delve into the mess that is our social media, finding the stories you may or may not be talking about. Isn't that right, Ben?
That is correct, Alex.
I think you're rich.
I was going with the, I know your script now, so I know when it's time to come in, when it's time to come out.
We've been together 11 years, Ben, I should hope so.
As we're recording this, it is Black Friday. How does Black Friday sit with you? It's been around for a few years now. It's had its peak, I feel.
Yeah, it's a much of a muchness, isn't it? I think, yes, as you say...
The way to get rid of the tat.
Exactly. When it was first introduced to the UK, because it was an American thing, wasn't it, beforehand? It was a mad rush to get all kinds of nonsense and lots of news kind of covered it. I think now it's just people have realised for what it is, and that is that normally those discounts are year round anyway. And as you say, it's normally to get rid of stock that they can't get rid of. Although there has been a few good deals with the streamers, we've noticed, haven't we?
Streamers?
Paramount Plus.
Streaming TV, yeah.
I wouldn't dream in a million years of getting Paramount Plus because there's only like one or two programs I want to watch.
Well, they always cancel shows as well.
All streamers cancel shows now. That's
Paramount Plus
biggest gripe.
Paramount Plus is the worst of it.
They did Grease, didn't they? They did the Grease remake and they cancelled that.
They didn't even show it all. They only showed like a few episodes.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Well, how's Frasier getting on new Paramount Plus?
Who cares? It'll be cancelled.
Paramount Plus, if you want to sponsor us, I've said your name about 7 times. You might as well give it a go.
Plus the negative.
Yeah.
Saved by the Bell, they got rid of that.
No, that was Peacock.
Oh, was it? Well, they cancel stuff too.
That's Peacock. Peacock, you can only get through a Sky subscription, which is annoying because you say Saved by the Bell.
We love Peacock though because Traitors US is on there.
It is, and also 5 Ever.
They cancelled that.
Yeah, but they moved it to... It was originally on Peacock, and then they moved it to Netflix.
Well, Netflix bought it.
Although Tina Fey is part of that, and isn't Tina Fey getting cancelled now?
Maybe.
If my memory serves me.
They all do.
Which I think is a bit disappointing because I love Kimmy Schmidt so much. I wasn't a huge fan of 30 Rock, though. Everyone goes on and on and on about how great it is, but I watched a few episodes and I wasn't overly keen on it.
So anyway,
yes, Black Friday. Services. Black Friday, streaming services are the way
they're doing deals.
Now TV are doing deals. Paramount Plus are doing deals. And
so that's good for you. Have you bought anything for Black Friday? Or not tickled you yet?
For Black Friday, there was... I
mean, you were on your phone for quite a while just before this.
Oh, Waterstones.
So you have bought something.
Well, I've not pre-ordered. What do? Is click and collect 2 books to go in. Because Waterstones, they're not doing a Black Friday discount. What they're doing is they have a loyalty scheme. And instead of getting 1 stamp a book, you're getting 2 stamps a book toward their loyalty scheme, which I feel is a good deal. So I'm getting a couple of books as we speak. I'm getting Garth Marenghi's first book because I loved the TV series Dark Place. And I knew he'd written, as the character, Garth Marenghi had written a book, but I forgot. And then I've just reminded myself.
He's got another one as well, hasn't he?
He has. He's just come out called Terratome. So I thought I'd read the first one, see if I like it. And then... How about you? Are you getting anything on Black Friday? It seems to be very one-sided.
Well, my book editor did a Black Friday deal, so I got that for June.
June?
Well, I've paid my deposit now, and then it's ready for June. So.
Or is it like a gift voucher?
I got 30% off my book edit. So there you go.
That's not 50 though, is it?
It's still good.
Like Paramount Plus. Not sponsored.
Right, before we start, there was just a little thing that I wanted that came up on my TikTok. Have you noticed TikTok at the moment? It has turned into like a market. It's like I'm walking through Turkey in Egypt, past all the market stalls where they're all selling all the same things, trying to get me in. Every single TikTok I swipe, someone's selling something. Swipe, Katie Price is there trying to sell something. Swipe again, Shane Ward's on there trying to think, what are you all selling? And they're like, £1 for these 25 felt tip pens, and it's like, what is this?
Well, Katie Price is doing those.
Everyone.
I've seen lesser.
It's ridiculous.
People. Not to say that Katie Price is on the top of the mountain of fame, but
they're jumping on it.
I have seen a few. Yes, I admit. I think TikTok have realised that they're making good money from TikTok Shop.
Oh, it's annoying me.
I deliver a lot of parcels with the sticker TikTok Shop on them. So I'm presuming that TikTok's not making a lot of money from advertising. Well, they're probably making plenty of money from advertising revenue, but they want to make more money through their shop as well.
It's just really annoying me. I keep seeing these mums on there with babies or kids.
Well,
they're like, no, maybe that's on Wayfair. And they're like, these felt tip pens are only £1.25. And it's like, I don't care. It's felt tip pens. It's like, oh, wow. And then there's other person selling this it's like not an iPad, but like a board where you write on it.
Oh, I see.
And you click a button, disappears, and it's a 99p, and it's like I'm just getting annoyed.
I've seen the one which is the buttons, and you click, 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 click.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Click, 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 pop. I must say, I've been tempted to get that. So they're working. Yeah. They're working.
On Twitter as well, there's loads of adverts, and I'm going through a thing where I'm blocking.
Twitter? Never heard of it.
On the platform X, I'm going through. I'm blocking every single advert I see. So every account, which is some weird crypto.
Sure you're changing the world one advert.
Oh, I'm changing my timeline one at a time. So I'm having fun doing that at the moment.
We should mention that you can get in touch with us on the platform X, formerly known as Twitter, @commentbelowpod, Instagram @commentbelow_pod, or email us commentbelowpod@gmail.com if you have any ideas that you'd like us to talk about on Comment Below.
We've got none.
We never have ideas, hence why we're only up to episode 14. We're scratching the barrel talking about TikTok shit.
Anyway, that's not what I'm even going to talk about. What I was going to talk about is I came across this annoying TikTok, speaking of TikTok mums, where it's this woman and her, I don't know what they're called. They're like Crystal or something. And it's like hard baby routines. And it shows them, cameras set up, obviously.
Yeah.
2 a.m. It's like a pitch black bedroom and they're like asleep. And then it's like 2 a.m. the baby's crying. She gets up, gets out of the thing. There's a ring light on them the whole night. There's a ring light on the baby. She then goes off and makes them feed. 2 different shots to do that. Ring light, ring light. Right. I'm like, well, let's think why the baby's not sleeping.
Yeah, because you're poking it up.
Bloody ring. Oh, God. There's this ring light just blaring. It's just ridiculous.
What is it, The Simpsons? I always reference The Simpsons. Is it The Simpsons when there's a scene and it's like, are you awake? Are you awake? And then he pushes them and they go, and then he wakes up.
Yeah, we're just going to show you without sound, but like,
okay.
Look at this huge, it's like 2 shots, 2 ring lights.
The guy's like over it. It's like, why are you making me involved in this?
Ring light, ring light, ring light. It's like all these shots as well. It's like, what are you doing? It's like 3 a.m.
Why has she been bleeding?
Oh, she puts gloves on to change its nappy and stuff. It's like, but do you know what I mean? It's like, well, maybe there's a reason your child's not asleep. Because you
filming every shot.
Look at all the blasting the shadow as well. It's like a huge shadow and stuff. It's like, why have you got a ring light on? That's why the baby's not sleeping.
I bet you
doing my head.
So that's not filmed at the time they say it's filmed.
No, because they've turned it dark, haven't they?
And the curtains are shut. I bet you it's blinding light outside. I bet it's daytime that they're filming all this.
It's so awful. People who use their kids like that annoy me, but that was just like...
Well, I hate family YouTube channels as well, when they basically use their children in order to make money and expose their faces and stuff like that. These children, they don't realise...
record them crying.
They're going to grow up, and they're going to grow up being known without their consent. And that's sick and really unfair. I think that, you know, a child... Isn't the age of consent on the internet 13? So you can only start like a social media account when you're 13.
Yes.
So surely it should be law that if you're making a channel, a family channel, you should be pixelating or blocking your child's face up until the age of 13, when that child can then make their decision whether they want to be shown on the internet. I find family channels absolutely disgusting. I'm sorry, but I do, and I don't find them. And I also hate that.
Her name is, just for everyone, it's Christina with a Krystina.
But you can read some of their comments in a minute. But another thing that's really winding me up is that when we were in lockdown, we were getting quite into watching videos of people who have caravans or camper vans and driving around and doing, like, you know, travel vlogs and stuff like that. And they were interesting. They were fine. They were what they were. They kind of gave us incentive to thinking, well, we'd like to do something like that. And we kind of did. We had a taste of it when we did the North Coast 500 around Scotland in a camper van. But they're all now just realising that, especially now we're not in Europe anymore, so they can't travel around Europe without having to get a visa for 3 months. They're now realising, hang on, we're growing up as a couple, we need to start a family. And they're starting families now, and they're using their children as a kind of like a way of getting an in, of becoming a family.
The second a YouTuber has a baby, I'm gone.
Well, I've got no problem with them having children, of course. It's fine.
No, me either, but I don't want to watch the video.
No, it's the way they use their children in order to get likes, and it's so blatantly obvious. There's one, and I'm not going to say their name because it's unfair, but there's one YouTube couple, and they annoy me anyway. And even when we used to watch them doing their travel vlogs, but like the actual clickbait title cards they use is just so annoying. It's like there was one when they had like a van exploding behind them. And then there's her holding her baby as if the baby's just being thrown out from the van, going like, and it's like, goodness.
Could be one of 2 couples that could be. That's a game. Which one is it?
Well, no, I'm not going to hint it. I'm not going to hint it because it's unfair, and I don't want to.
Is it the ones who has loads of properties secretly, or is it just the?
No, I know the one you're talking about, but they've not had a kid.
No, they have.
Oh, have they?
Yeah,
I've
got a house now.
I've not been keeping up with them. No, it's not them. Although the clickbait they used to do was ridiculous. But no,
No, you're thinking of another one actually.
There's one
I'm talking about the one with dreadlocks. Not.
Oh, them. Oh God. What the one who's like lived the
hippie life, but they have
hippie lifestyle, but have a capitalist view on the world. Yeah,
they have like 7 properties, 4 buses.
Which is another like if you're a capitalist, if you like buying nice fancy things and houses and renting them out to people, fine, embrace it. I don't care. Do that. A lot of people are like that, but don't start playing this card where you're this hippie who's a little bit like in tune with the earth. Have a wedding that lasts 1 week with other influencers as well who are their friends.
No names though.
But no names, no. Oh God, honest to God.
Those wedding videos, because I did turn into hate watching, but those wedding videos were like
a week.
Unreal.
A week. And a lot of it was just them flying around the beach, dancing around to like rave music.
And they sat around. They sat, a whole week for a wedding, and then they sat around in circles, and they kept telling stories about how amazing they were to each other. And it's like,
no, that was another thing.
They so awkward.
They got all of their people who they invited to their wedding to sit around them while they sat in the middle of the circle, and then one by one they invited them up to the centre of the circle to just basically tell them how great they were.
And they were listening, and they like go like that. They go.
Yeah. I take what you're saying.
I accept it.
Yeah. I don't bring it.
If anyone can guess who they are, let us know.
Yeah, comment below. If you're watching
Not obvious at all.
If you're watching us on YouTube, which you can do, just search comment below podcast. You're more than welcome to like, follow, and subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on watching more videos. But also commenting below, and if you are tagging the people we just talked about in our video.
Timestamp.
Yes.
So someone on the ring light mum baby said, maybe turn the ring light off? ?
Good call.
Someone replied, said that could help. And then someone said, it does really well for mine. They've slept in the dark the whole time and it worked for Tree.
Spot on.
So, yes.
Do you know, I love it when there's a video on TikTok, and it seems to be, again, a TikTok thing, and you think, oh, God, people are going to tear this apart. You click on it, and the very first comment went straight to the comments. It's like...
Rush to the comments.
Brilliant.
Right, so let's start then with our stories this week. Now that we're halfway through the show.
I would say that was a story anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Got the comments. It's all good. So Netflix have launched, because after the popularity of the Squid Games in 2021,
wonderful series. They should have been kept that way too, in my opinion.
Well, we've not. I will say we've not watched this show yet, so we're just commenting on it without talking.
Do excuse me, by the way, if you're watching the video, I've got a bit of a cold.
Saying,
sorry.
Do you want me to put a picture over you, like what Thingy does? Another YouTuber.
Another YouTuber we're not going to discuss. We just watch YouTube to hate. If you want to comment below special where we watch a YouTube video and just hate it for half an hour, then please comment below and let us know.
Hate what? Yeah, so we don't know what the show's like, but you've heard it's a bit mean, or
I've heard
for an Squid Game, they've made Squid Game into a reality show basically.
Yeah,
apart from you don't die
with a big cash.
Well, or do you?
Well, that's the thing. You die inside from watching it. No, I've heard a lot of people have said, a lot of reviewers have said that although it's an interesting premise and a good idea for a game show, it's almost unnecessarily cruel, and that they deliberately make the contestants bounce off each other in a hateful manner, and they're surprised that there's not. Obviously, there's been articles since maybe, but when the article I read it about 3-4 days ago when it came out, they're surprised if there won't be any kind of fallback onto it later on, either by the contestants or in the production in general.
Well, you say that.
Yes.
2 unnamed Squid Game The Challenge contestants are threatening to file a lawsuit against Netflix.
There you go.
Who say that they suffered hypothermia and nerve damage during the red light, green light game. So on episode 1, so I may watch episode 1 just to see what's going on.
I'm surprised to read that it was actually filmed in Britain.
I know. Well, it was during a cold snap. So the studio was cold, where the big warehouse they were filming in, I guess. The Hollywood Reporter has said that the temperature during red light, green light dropped to -3.
It must have been December and January, because we had that really cold snap. Remember the last 2 weeks of December? It was really icy outside, snow had fallen.
My mum nearly fell over.
Your mum nearly fell over?
In a car park.
That was a day. That would have been a good YouTube video, get the ring light out. But then it went really warm over Christmas week. And then as soon as the new year came back in, click, it snapped back into cold again. So we had that really weird kind of moment. So it must have been then. Not that it matters.
And they've said that the filming of Red Light, Green Light lasted between 7 to 9 hours. Which, for a red light, green light, that's a lot of time of standing. So lots of, they're sort of complaining that they had to stay still and stay in like a crouched position and not move for like extremely long periods of time, is what the people are saying. But Netflix are saying that 3 people were taken for medical treatment, but nothing was serious.
I tell you what's the biggest crime from reading that, and I know I'm not stupid. I know that television is and reality TV. It's not reality TV. It's not, but for a reality game where you're playing a game in order to progress to the next round, I'm surprised.
Yeah, just film it and go.
It's one and done, isn't it? Surely. Obviously, you do some pickup shots maybe later on where you just say, like, can you 3 just redo your bit again when you get up and run over there or something like that? But surely if you're playing a game, if it takes 7 hours to play, which is essentially blind, what's the time, Mr. Wolf, where you're literally not, that already feels like that this isn't actually a fair game at all. It's not.
I mean, there's over 400 contestants, I think, so maybe they had to do it in
batches
maybe. But on X, Felicia Grande says this is why in the original they didn't let people out and alive. So
so they couldn't sue.
Yeah, that's why, you see.
Fair point. I mean, how has the program been received? Like I said, I've only read it from. To be fair, it was received well. A lot of people gave it kind of like a 7 or 8 score. But I don't know how long. I'm going to go on Rotten Tomatoes where you have a look at some comments.
Someone said, I've just started watching. I was wondering why so many of the contestants had their hands in their pockets while they were running. That explains it. So, I think it's been received quite well. I've seen some positive comments. This is another example. On X, I'm on there now. There's an ad, which I need to block now. Mm-hmm. And it's another just crappy, weird company which is trying to scam you. And people add context to the advert saying this company is misleading and don't buy from them.
Well, fair.
That's so bad. It's like getting an advert on X means that you get blocked by people and you get community noted by how bad you are. So it's like not worth spending your money.
I don't know why you bother on X at all. Rotten Tomatoes score actually isn't great. An audience score, which is normally the one people say, oh yeah, but
it's the true one.
It's 26%.
Oh dear.
So that's not good. And considering that's we know for a fact that it's cost them at least $4.2 million to
prize
make
money, yeah,
because that was the prize money. Then I have to say,
well, Netflix will just have to cancel a LGBT show to make up for the.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll cancel a show which is far better.
They always do.
Yeah. The problem is that like you don't try to duplicate a TV series like that. I don't think it works. You know what I mean? Amazon.
The wise words of Mariah Carey: often imitated, never duplicated.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Amazon are doing one based on James Bond, aren't they?
That looks.
And there's like $1 million cash prize.
It looks like Fear Factor to me. From the advert I've seen.
I didn't like Fear Factor. I didn't like it when they remade it, but when there was the original series, when again it was the early 2000s, it was like the Wild West of reality television where you could.
Sometimes there was hot contestants.
Sometimes there were hot contestants. Unfortunately, Seth Rogen was the host, and I say unfortunately, that's not fair.
Rogen,
is that his name? The guy who's got the podcast.
Was he?
He's a bit controversial. Yeah.
Is that the host of? No, I didn't know that. I thought some white man.
Well, he is some white man, to be fair. I've lost my thread now because you interrupted me and I can't remember what I was saying.
You're talking about even though he presented it.
No, the early days, the Wild West of reality television. You can get away with doing all kinds of stuff and you could like literally drown someone and get away with it. There you go.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
I
never knew. How weird. I thought he'd only appeared recently.
No, he did the original series.
Yeah, they did like do really weird eating tasks in there, I remember.
Well, they still do that now and I'm a celebrity, which is, again, is insulting. Who was it? I don't know if you told me on the show or whether you told me in private moments.
Private.
The guy who's the son of
Steve Irwin.
His son does I'm a Celebrity, but he made a clause that he would only do it if they stopped doing the eating challenge.
Yeah, stop cruelty to animals, yes.
Good for him. 100%.
Mm-hmm. Everyone loves him. I can't remember his name. Is his name Johnny?
Johnny Irwin.
Feeling it's Johnny.
I like his principles.
Robert Irwin.
Johnny. We just finished watching. He looks like the main character of the newsreader, doesn't he? Just finished watching series 2 of that as well recently on iPlayer. Excellent series. Who's the actress in that? Who I said
Anna Torville.
Anna Tor.
Anna Tor.
She never doesn't get enough credit in my opinion.
You're throwing lots of names at me, and I'm answering them very quickly.
Good. I can't remember names at all. So
a surname slightly wrong.
So good.
Right. So, next then.
Right. Well, I tell you what. This is a great story. So a man, a very angry man, in the metro. This is an angry man vows never to return to his local Sainsbury's after being banned from his local Sainsbury's. So even though he can't actually step foot in the Sainsbury's without it being a trespassing order.
There's a compo face photo as well.
A wonderful face. I'm
not going to judge it until I know what's happened, because I don't know what this is.
Well, Ben might pop this onto the screen if you're watching this on YouTube. It depends on how he's feeling. Basically, Gary Frost, 62. He looks very young for 62, to be fair, because that's near retirement. He looks like he's living a good life. Claims
that's Sainsbury's food.
It is. He's claimed that the workers of Sainsbury's have got a vendetta against him after he made a point of the fact that the parking arrangements outside the Metro store are being disregarded by people, as it should be only an hour, but people are staying there for longer. Tut, tut, tut. Right. And he's saying that Sainsbury's aren't doing enough to kind of stop it from happening. I don't know why he's so upset about that. He's arguing that it's stopping people using the local facilities, but let's be honest, then, it's a strip. So I'm sure people aren't going to be that
Why
upset.
is he banned from the store for saying that?
Well, they're saying...
He did it publicly, or what?
No, they're saying that he went in with aggression and was very rude to the staff. And he's saying he was not aggressive or rude to the staff. I mean, Sainsbury's are well within their right to ban anyone they like for no reason whatsoever. That's private property. It's up to them. But it just cracks me up that Gary feels like he's taking the higher ground by saying, well, I wouldn't shop in your store anyway. It's that kind of thing again, isn't it?
Is it just that one he's banned from, but he's boycotting every Sainsbury's then?
Well, he might be boycotting every Sainsbury's, but it seems to be that it's only that.
Well, I'm on his side. I'm on Gary's side with a double R as well. Gary. Garry.
Yeah, I never spotted that.
I'm on his side because I don't trust the
staff of Sainsbury's.
No.
I hope Sainsbury's.
If he was rude, then I'm on their side. But
having worked in retail, as we've discussed on many occasions, you and I have worked in retail. How often would you say on a shift do you get disrespected, looked upon as if you're lower than the scum on their shoe?
Never.
Oh, come on. People treat retail workers like a piece of shit.
They do. I see it more when I'm standing in a queue observing, actually. I notice it more.
And so I'm completely on the side of
middle-aged women
workers.
with a Karen haircut is the sign.
Or men who look a bit like Gary. I'm on the side of the retail worker that was one.
Yeah.
May they go forever. But however, there's some comments here. Richard said, everyone is happy, so why is it in the news? I've refused to go back to many places because I'm not happy with their service. Well, there you go. Richard agrees.
You can get in the news, though. Just tweet about it and someone email you and say, I work for this person. Can I have your story?
That has happened.
That's what happened to me.
I was about to say, that's happened to you, hasn't it? Maybe you should discuss your story one day.
Me and McDonald's are still fighting a year and a half later. We're still arguing.
Are you still having an argument with them?
Well, I'm just boycotting. I'm doing a
boycotting.
I am.
Despite being banned from McDonald's.
And it worked very well, thank you very much.
There's another YouTuber we watch who's banned from McDonald's, isn't she?
Yep, and Benidorm, possibly. We don't know.
Someone said, no, do not punish them so badly. When was he realised that they were minding their own business? I'm presuming you're talking about the car drivers as well. I just don't feel like is it up to the workers of Sainsbury's responsibility to make sure that people don't park for long enough outside their store?
Well, the parking stuff annoys me. There's been loads of parking things around with us recently, so that's why I'm half on Gary's side. But there's no need to be abusive. Although I did shout at a McDonald's worker by accident, but she shouted at me first. So you just don't know, do you? You just don't know what's going to happen.
Well, again, having worked in retail, I'm taking the side of the retailer because I just know how it feels. But don't get me wrong, as like you, I have felt frustration in the past toward other retail workers too. But I would never in a million years, and this has also happened to me, go up to someone and say, I work in retail and I know what you can do for me, so get in the back and get it sorted. Because then that's just a double standard. It's like if you work in retail, you know that I'm paid on minimum wage and that I'm literally not. It's none of this is worth my time, and yet here we are. But luckily, I'm out of retailer.
Right. For now, you never know.
That's true. I could be back in it. To be fair, I actually like working in retail. It's actually generally a nice, fun job to do. It's just the customers that ruin it.
Getting online store there. Right, so our last story of the week. Can you believe it's that time already?
God, it's flown by.
I know. Disney have released a update of their Thanksgiving painting. Okay, so the original one we'll see on screen now, everyone. So that's the original.
Where is that drawn?
I don't know. Don't ask me questions.
I see you're in the bottom right hand corner there with a little smile.
Roger Rabbit.
No, this
is a recreating of an older painting, which was like Walt Disney serving dinner.
If it's got Roger, is that Roger Rabbit?
It looks like Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, Roger Rabbit. If it's got Roger Rabbit in it, then it must have been what, the 80s?
And that bear there, he's something different, isn't he? Anyway, so that's the original. So Disney,
anyway, that's you there.
Disney have released an update,
isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Or Peter Pan, or Goofy, or I don't know who that is. Happy?
That's a dwarf.
So they've released an update version of this picture, which is this one, and people are calling this out because they feel that Disney have used AI. You know, Disney, the animation company, who have a long, over 100-year history of perfect, lovely animation, have created an image using AI.
Donald Duck looks dead inside, and is that Goofy's son there?
Yes, Max.
From Goof Troop.
That's meant to be Max. He looks...
I loved Goof Troop.
So people were sort of calling this out because it's kind of like Valley of the Dolls, freaky. Disney shouldn't be doing AI. And when you zoom into some of the stuff, like the celery is behind but also in front of a glass, and like the cutlery's merging into each other.
Oh yeah,
stuff like that.
I love that they
and like Mickey Mouse's ear blends into Minnie's ear.
Oh yeah.
So there's all these signs. So people are saying that they may have touched this up slightly from AI, but the fact that Disney, the animation studio, are using AI has upset quite a lot of people.
Spot something like that though, wouldn't you? Like that's for a company as big as Disney, which has millions of pounds. You think that would be spotted? Like
also the pie, the crust pie is like not quite correct either. So those sort of things are what give away AI.
It's so funny because I would have thought that the one thing that people would have moaned most about is the fact that it's not a turkey on the table, and it's like,
I know, but there's turkey utensils on the floor.
No, that's not my point.
So it's just like, yeah, it's
not
weird.
Shows meat anymore or something like that. So,
well, Thingy's got a bone. Pluto's got a bone.
Well, good for him. But what about the pie?
Also, why is there a sweet potato with the fruit and the cherries? There's like a sweet potato.
I thought that was a pear.
I don't know. It's very odd.
Anyway, if we're going to say properly, that's a yam.
That's true. So people have sort of been like, well, this is, you know, Disney's an animation studio. And then 2 days, but this is why people are annoyed, because 2 days before this, they released a statement saying that Disney will be taking a very cautious approach to the use of AI.
Good.
Very cautious.
So they should.
And then they post that. I mean, someone has pointed out in the comments that this was posted by the Disneyland Park division.
Okay.
But it's still Disney.
So it's not the animation division.
Still Disney, that's still the name.
Yeah,
still Mickey Mouse front and centre still.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have been signed off then. I bet you a vegan turkey dinner that was not signed off by head office.
Well, they should be more careful, do you not think? They're normally very sensitive with Mickey Mouse.
Well, they're not anymore because he's public domain.
No, only the original Mickey is.
Well, that's why they've changed. That's why they've changed the image of Mickey Mouse and all the Disney characters now. Because one by one, they're slowly becoming public domain, and Disney are like, "Nah, you won't be using these."
Yeah, but
looked one.
It's only the original design of Mickey, which is. But you know, it's because Disney's an animation studio. They shouldn't be doing this. They should hire artists and do it properly.
I don't think that head office signed that off, though. You said yourself the park made it, so surely that they must have done it on their own personal Twitter. I'm not.
Walt Disney World Instagram post it's on as well.
Walt Disney World, so it's the park.
Yeah, but it's still Disney.
That's not Disney corporate. That's not Disney corporate office. So that was not signed off by the Disney corporate office. Some poor little worker who works in the office at Disney World.
That's the original.
Probably thought, yeah, well, that's a famous painting.
Yeah.
Probably thought, that'd be a nice little thing for people to get happy about over Thanksgiving. Everyone loves Disney.
Not when you're stealing art and taking artists away.
Everyone's going on about Max, but I feel like the look of Donald Duck is the most disconcerting because he looks dead inside. He literally looks dead inside. Look at him. He's like, why have I
don't know, Minnie. People saying Minnie's eyes are a bit odd because they're like the suit of the Disney World. It's all just very strange.
I read.
Obviously, you don't care about art being stolen or work being taken away from people, so that's just nice. Why don't you go join Rishi on his AI summit?
Yeah, yes, I will do. I will do soon. Because I read somewhere that Disney were going to drop Mickey Mouse as their official mascot because of the whole public domain thing.
Mm.
I've just read now that that's not true.
No,
it's contrary to online claims. But there was something I read somewhere that said they were dropping it for some new, I can't remember, some weird new character. And it's are you actually this iconic image of 3 circles, which is Mickey Mouse's face head on? You cannot drop that. That's iconic.
No, because Disney were taking down. I think it was on TikTok or Instagram. There was a filter which was making you able to make the film Pets. You can make your own version of that, and Disney were taking them down, saying they were copyrighted.
Was it Life of Pets?
It was not Pets. It was whatever Disney was.
Zootopia.
I don't know. It was like a filter which you made your own Disney version of your own art, and they were taking it down because it was AI art creating things that are too similar to Disney.
Oh, I see.
Now they're posting AI art of Disney themselves.
Yeah, but they're allowed to because it's their art. So again, you could argue you're saying they're stealing art. Well, they're only stealing art for themselves. That was
that could have gone to a new artist.
What do you mean it could?
They got lifeless eyes, black eyes like a doll's eyes. Someone said
they wouldn't have gone to another artist. They would have gone in house. What's that new 100th anniversary Disney film that they're making, and everyone's moaning about that because it's 3D animation, and everyone wanted it to be back to the standard, and it's well, Disney have been making only 3D animation now for 20 years. You can't go back because people aren't gonna. Didn't they attempt to make a 2D animation with that Treasure Planet film, and no one went to see?
They did one recently. They're doing one at the moment, aren't they?
That's the 100th anniversary one, but it's 3D.
Yeah, but it's a bit of both. It's a bit of mix of both, I think. Isn't it?
Sure. What are you laughing at?
I'm just laughing. Everyone's looking at the Max, looking like
he does look great, to be fair, Max. And also, what an odd reference, Max. That's a cartoon series from the 90s.
Mm.
That's a really, really odd reference. I told you, Donald Duck looks dead inside.
I love how, in an attempt to cut corners and save a couple of dollars, the new images truly exemplify how soulless and empty AI generation is.
Yeah.
Full of life, death. Full of life, death. So there you go. If you're watching the video, you'll be able to see some of these images on the video of YouTube. But, let us know what you think about the AI art from Disney, the profound love history of animation.
Yeah.
Traditional animation.
People can get in touch with us on the platform X, formerly known as Twitter, at commentbelowpod, Instagram at commentbelow_pod, or email us commentbelowpod@gmail.com. As I say, you can listen to us on any of your favourite podcast apps. If you are, don't forget to give us 5 stars and comment below for why you've given us 5 stars. But you can also watch us on YouTube. Just search Comment Below Podcast or Bound Productions. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, follow, ring the bell so you never miss a episode of our podcast. That includes our other podcast as well, Faithful to the Traitors. That is based on the TV reality hit show The Traitors. And if you want to help us out, not only can you share us with your friends, but you can also go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful and throw some money our way.
Right, so I almost forgot, but we have the Facebook Mum quote of the week to end on. So this is, let your smile change the world. Never let the world, do you know where this is going?
Change your smile.
Change your smile. That was from the well-known quotist of Easy Crafter. So there you go. We will see you all again next week for some more topics of the week, and of course, delving into all the comments that have been left below. Goodbye.